Solo. Where is Amanda? Here she comes.
Good morning. A huge round of applause for the Ohio State School for the Blind's marching band. I'm so envious. They had the opportunity to play at the Rose Bowl. So hopefully Ohio State either makes it back there or to the national championship, but that's for another day. Again, thank you and welcome to OCALICON 2013. We're just honored to have all of you with us today. You've traveled far. You've traveled from the UK, from Alaska. We have 40 states represented here. Great colleagues and a lot of great networking has already taken place. Most importantly, take the next couple days to learn and to go make a difference. I was going to get up here and give this big message, but what's most important is your time and your time engaged with your colleagues and to be a part of this conference, and you make it great. So please rise for the Star-Spangled Banner. Please, one more time, a round of applause. And next to join us is Dr. Tom Goodney, my boss and the leader of the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio. And I just can't thank Tom enough for the support and the leadership he provides to OCALI and really making all this happen. It's not without the support of the Educational Service Center, this would not happen. So thank you, Dr. Goodney. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean. Some of you in the audience are wondering, what is an Educational Service Center? Well, I'm going to spare you that speech for today. As Sean mentioned, I am Tom Goodney, the superintendent of the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio, which serves school districts in 5 counties here in the Central Ohio region. The ESC and OCALI have had a long and productive relationship in service of the primary goal of this conference: to share current research, trends, ideas, and solutions, and to transfer knowledge in support of improving practices designed to improve the lives of individuals with autism and other disabilities across the lifespan. The ESC as a regional entity with statewide, and when you consider this conference, international reach, mirrors in its daily practice the objectives of OCALI and this conference: to build professional networks, provide high-quality professional development and technical assistance, engage families and educators who serve them, influence public policy, and create ongoing dialogue and knowledge transfer. I'm so proud to be affiliated with the ESC, OCALI, and our conference sponsors. I'd like to introduce my boss, the president of the governing board of the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio, Joyce Galbraith, to say a few opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. As the president of the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio Governing Board, I want to welcome you to OCALICON 2013. Since 2008, the Educational Service Center and OCALI have worked together, and I have witnessed tremendous growth and a positive impact on Ohio families. And all of this is possible because of the staff and leadership of OCALI. In previous years, this conference the attendees have been mostly K-12 or community-related services. But I'm very proud this year, as one who works in higher education, to see that about 1 in 10 here for this conference are from the higher education community. It's good to see that they're taking advantage of the opportunity to connect and learn with K-12 educators in the community. Thank you for your attendance and your commitment to serve children and families impacted with autism and low incidence of disabilities. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm John Peterson, member of the board at OCALI, and I want to, on behalf of the board, welcome you. In another life, I am also a politician, and we don't frequently receive such a warm response. So thank you for that. That might have something to do with the Greek root words of the word politics, poly meaning many, ticks meaning blood-sucking insects. But notwithstanding that, what a joy it is to be here with you. When we first began to vision and imagine OCALI 10 years ago, we had no idea we would grow to this extent. It was a classic case of 2 or 3 people sitting down with a napkin, charting out what we thought we could do better in Ohio for individuals with autism, and this is the result of that simple conversation over a cup of coffee. You have blessed so many through the work that you do, and we hope in some meaningful way that work is sustained, that work is nurtured here at OCALICON. So welcome once again. I'm also a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor, and he used to say, if you're walking down a country road and you see a turtle on a fence post, you've heard this, you can be darn sure it didn't get there by accident. And any small success we've had as OCALI here didn't happen by accident. It happened because we have been blessed by so many strong and willing partners. It is an honor for me this morning to have the opportunity to introduce to you one of those partners. And he is a rare bird indeed. In this time of such great divisiveness in the political process, there are some whose track record and experience and professional reputation transcend partisan loyalties. That is Director John Martin. John has served as director of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities under Democrats and under Republicans. Amen. What a wonderful testimony that is to work that works when it is about serving real people. John is trusted within the autism community. That is why he is so successful. He's a worthy advocate. That is why he is so successful. He cares, and he is compassionate, and that lends itself to making a real difference. So we are going to hear from John momentarily. I believe we have a video from Governor Kasich, which we'll watch at this time. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to Ohio. You've come from around the world to be here, to learn, to discover, network, and make a difference. I know the next few days will be challenging, but incredibly rewarding, and you should all be proud of all that you do for the autism community. Here in Ohio, we're working hard to be a difference maker also. Just last December, we took a significant step forward with new autism policies that allow access to needed services for children with autism spectrum disorder. We did it for one simple reason. Of course, it was just the right thing to do. Services will be included as part of the federal essential health benefit package, and Ohio's coverage levels will balance the call for a robust, meaningful benefit package with the reality of job creators' economic and financial pressures and their need to keep premium costs as low as possible. Our administration's Office of Health Transformation is committed to bold and sustained support for individuals with autism and developmental disabilities. Our Medicaid reforms in the past 2 years have been recognized nationally for helping to reduce costs, improve health outcomes, and improve care coordination. And our extension of Medicaid means coverage that can make a difference in anybody's quality of life who is in need and offers his or her ability to successfully obtain and maintain steady employment. And our work continues through these and other programs that are designed to support individuals with ASD and developmental disabilities across their lifespan. We're changing how things have been done and are aligning these efforts and policies across departments. OCALI is an important partner in these ongoing efforts. Their leadership as part of Ohio's interagency work group on autism and ongoing collaboration with key agencies in my administration is enabling all of us to refresh our policies and provide research-based practices for better outcomes. I also want to take a moment to recognize Sandra Williams. Last year, I had the honor of presenting Sandra with the Courage Award at my State of the State address. Because of her energy, her dedication, and her bravery have been a real inspiration to all of us. I want to thank you all for your commitment to individuals with autism and low-incidence disabilities. Your presence at this conference is testament to your passion and commitment to the individuals that you serve. I admire your convictions, I really do, and I applaud your efforts. Thank you for joining us. Have a great conference, and God bless.
Well, I want to start by thanking John Peterson for his kind and exaggerated words of introduction, and I'll never forget his kindness when I was appointed about 7 years ago now and was new to being a bureaucrat, and there were some really difficult issues going on, John, and I'll never forget your friendship, your wisdom, and his support as again, we worked through some difficult issues. And secondly, I want to say what a privilege it is to work for our governor. As many of you know, as he alluded to in his presentation of welcome to you all, that he was really the only governor in the United States that included autism services in the essential health benefit package of the Affordable Health Care bill. And had the privilege of being a part of a number of conversations with him as we were debating internally what to do, and the governor kept asking the question, what do we need to do with families that have a son or daughter with disabilities? And so it was that passion and that commitment of his that led to that inclusion in the essential health benefit package. So I just want to add my word of welcome to you all here at the OCALI conference. OCALI, we view in the department and in the government here in Ohio, is an incredible gem for virtually no money, correct, Sean? So for virtually no money, they provide support to our department and many other state departments. They're working with us on supporting early intervention specialists to work with families who have very young children with autism. They've supported us on helping us with early identification programs here in Ohio. They're helping us on transition programs of school to work for folks with autism and other sorts of disabilities. They're starting work on a curriculum that we think is going to be very important for the frontline staff who work with individuals with autism in our system. So the beauty about this conference is that all of you come from all over the nation with just incredible ideas and experience, and then OCALI distills all of that, and for virtually no money, our department benefits from all of your knowledge that is kind of sent to us through OCALI. So we appreciate all the input you're going to provide over the next 2 days so that we in Ohio can benefit from work being done and learnings from across the United States. So again, thanks to OCALI for putting on this event, for their working with the department, and thanks for all of you who are here for 2 days to learn and share your thoughts and ideas with each other. So enjoy it. Columbus is a great town, and we think you're really going to enjoy your experience here. Thank you.
I'll just convey my welcome again, just how wonderful it is. My name is Patricia Wright. I work for Easter Seals, and it is always a huge privilege to be an attendee at OCALI and a participant at OCALI and spend time with my colleagues and friends and fellow people who are committed to ensuring quality outcomes for individuals with autism and other disabilities. Sean has asked me to kind of give a few categories, an overview, a landscape of what's happening in autism from the national and international perspective, and I just have a few items to share. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the international policy work that's happened over the last year. The World Health Organization convened their first conference on autism, which is an exciting event to have such a revered organization from the health perspective focus on autism for the first time. I would also like to talk about the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. The United States did not support that treaty in December of 2012, and I'm hoping all of us can work together. We have another opportunity to join the other 138 countries who have provided voice to ensuring that their belief that people with disabilities are meaningful contributors to our society. We can all play a role in that in contacting our legislators and conveying that we believe that the United States should be a participant and give strong support to that Convention on the Rights for Persons with Disabilities. That vote will be upcoming, so please take action again and join those other 138 countries that have that belief. We've made great progress on medical insurance. Ohio is a unique state in their governor's support for medical insurance to provide medically necessary autism services for people with autism. 34 states have mandates. This is an incredible achievement that I'm sure many of you all played a role in. This is providing access for some citizens, but not all. So we have continued work to do to decrease the disparities on access to that funding stream and access for individuals with autism. We need some continued work on the essential health benefits as the Affordable Care Act goes into place. About 24 states have put some autism services into their essential health benefits package. So you can see we've got many states that we can continue to advocate for and increase their services and supports for people with autism under the Affordable Care Act. And then there's the issue of seclusion and restraint. So those of us that work out in the field, we know that people with disabilities are grossly overrepresented in the issue of seclusion and restraint in our school systems. And only 19 states have meaningful protections for the use of seclusion and restraint. And we need a national policy on that. We need some national work on that. And we certainly need those other states to step up and ensure that individuals with autism and other disabilities have the proper protections. The Keeping All Students Safe Act has been up in our federal legislative arena multiple times. It's currently been referred to committee, and it virtually has no chance of passing again. So we can add our voices to that and try to improve the outcomes and protect our individuals from inappropriate seclusion and restraint. The educational outcomes, we have some outcome data for the first time, the work of Paul Shattuck with the National Longitudinal Transition Studies. We know that our education and employment outcomes for those who are leaving our K-12 system, we have opportunity for growth there. And we know that the service utilization for adults with autism is low, and it's probably indicative of some of the challenges that our adult service system has. Fantastic that we now have some data that we can use to inform our practice and improve our outcomes. Students with autism spectrum disorders have higher participation rates at the university level in the science, technology, engineering, and math. So, again, those growing professions, we hope to see increased presence of individuals with autism. And another, I think, wonderful area of progress in our shared work is in self-advocacy. So there's a growing presence of individuals with autism in valued roles in the field of autism. There's membership on the National Council on Disability. There's developing, individuals with autism have developed professional development curriculums in residential and daily living support. So we're really informed by individuals with autism, those of us that are service providers, seeing much more presence of individuals with autism in our work. I thank OCALI for one of those organizations who's leading the way in autism services and supports, and I look forward to all of our collaboration. Through advocacy and education, we really can continue to move the agenda forward, and every time we get together in this arena, we can hear about the wonderful work people are accomplishing and benefit from each other's shared work. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. I'm Shauna Benson. I'm the Program Director for the Disabilities Center at OCALI, and I have the privilege this morning of introducing you to a vivacious young man who we see as a model for self-determination and great zeal for life. Connor is an author, an illustrator, a historian, and an advocate for the rights of all people to pursue their dreams. His passion for history emerged here in Ohio as a student and continues through his work, where he reminds us that history is a roadmap of life lessons that are provided by our past. I'm so pleased that he has been able to venture back to Ohio today and inspire us toward our own inclusive practices in the fields of education, work, and our communities. Please join me in welcoming today's keynote speaker, Connor Gifford.
Good morning. I feel so grateful to be here with you today. When I found out that so many people invited me, I thought, wow, that's really important. I am here today because I made history in a couple of ways. One was because I had something to say, and I found a way to say it. There is a reason why you're here today. Maybe it's because you have a child, a brother, or a sister with special needs. Maybe you have special needs like me. Maybe it's because something special has touched your heart when you're in school. Whatever the reason, I say thank you. I feel grateful to be a person with Down syndrome. I said that in my book. Yeah, I wrote a book. America, according to, well, me. I wrote it with my friend, Victoria Harris. When I was young, some people didn't think I would ever be able to read, let alone write a book about American history. One topic in the book is believing in yourself. We're all here today because we believe we have so much to give and so much to do in our future. In my first reading, I'd like to read about a young woman who actually did believe in herself. Thirst for Freedom, 1778. During the Revolutionary War, a young woman with her husband right in the middle of a big battle. She was a servant, and her job was to bring pitchers of water to tired and thirsty soldiers. When her husband was shot, she stood her ground. She took over firing his cannon. How brave that was! When George Washington learned what she had done, she named her a sergeant in her army. From that time on, everyone called her Molly Pitcher, and she became a legend. But that's not the whole story. When my mom and dad moved us, our family, to California, back to Ohio, we moved to Harrisburg because of their schools. Compared to other towns in the area, Harrisburg was the one for people like me, someone who is Down syndrome, with big dreams. Well, it wasn't that easy just to have dreams. We needed angels on our side, angels like Sharon Merritt, who was our advocate and teacher from 1st to 5th grades. She was brave. She was brave because she helped me and my friends to be as fully included as possible. She knew the law and helped to create a new way to think about helping people with disabilities. She knew in her heart what was possible. The regular ed teachers got all flustered and worried. So first we just visited the real classrooms. Then we all got brave, us, our moms and dads, and thought we had rights to stand up for our rights. And do you know what happened? Well, do you? Once we became included, we had special aids to join the team. That helped lots of other children to learn better too. in 3rd grade. They were going to send us to a separate school for people with special needs. It wasn't even in our town. We wanted to stay in our town to go to school with all of our friends. Also, our moms and dads learned the words due process. Went a long way. We had to be brave. But that got us to high school. But we did not now want to go to vocational schools. That was okay for some people, but as for us, we wanted to go to our high school, be part in the choir, and be part of the musicals. I really wanted to know more about American history. We made history in 2002 by being the first 4 people with developmental disabilities to graduate from high school ever. By then, we had many angels, mentors, and advocates, and friends. What I learned most was my confidence in my abilities. I think that each step of the way has helped me to become a person I'm meant to be. I trained to become a self-advocate at the Ability Center in Toledo, Ohio. I loved being an acolyte at our church and also worked at the local grocery store. Then, guess what? I made some more history. College. We had just moved east, and we were so lucky to find Cape Cod Community College right in our backyard. I always wanted to go to college, and there it was on Cape Cod. They have a great program called Project Forward. I worked really hard. In 2006, I earned my degree in retail and computer technology. After college, I couldn't get this American history thing out of my head. I had been making notes since the 8th grade. I started my old history books. I've read my brother's history books. Even my dad's. You've guessed it, history books. I told my mom and dad that I wanted to write this book. And this smiled and said, "Okay, Connor." But it wasn't until the fall of 2007 when I met Victoria Harris. We started chatting about our passions, like history, and our dream of writing books. We both got really excited about working together. We worked from September 2007 till May of '08. She knew how to listen to my thoughts and ideas. And I learned to listen to hers too. Together we made our own history. This is how we started. When we got together, she asked, "What do you want to say in this book, Connor?" I said, "We hide behind our freedom." She was totally stunned. What that means to me is when we hide behind our freedom and we do not see what is going around in other parts of the world, sometimes even just around the corner, we need to learn from the past, open our eyes, and make things better for people. Well, that started the ball rolling. We began the book with the Native Americans and just kept on going. During that time, we even won an IBI, the Outstanding Book of the Year award was given to me by the Independent Publishers Association. They created a whole new category for our gold medal, the Independent Spirit Award. Oh, wow. Oh, what a thrill. As I stand here today, I wonder how things would be for me now if Sharon Merritt had been our angel and advocate a long, long time ago. As I stand here, looking out at all of you, the room full of big thinkers who can make America a better place to live for people with disabilities. It all starts with believing in people, all people. I believe my experiences in the past have prepared me what comes next. Another dream, to live independently. I look forward to the opportunity for us all, I'm in awe, would be able to live in the American dream. From my last reading, I'd like to share a few thoughts. First, responsibility, respect for law. Freedom does not mean that you are free to hurt other people. Do you agree with me? Next, listening. If we start an argument, we must finish it right away. We need to listen to one another, stop and ask, what were you going to say? And last, give me a higher power. Americans are very religious. We worship God in different ways, and that is okay. As great awakens have taught us, we can practice religion freely. It does not matter if we are Jews, Muslims, or Buddhists. When we pray, We do it with respect. We dig deep within ourselves and say, I believe. Please repeat that after me. I believe. For my thank yous, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Simon and OCALICON for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Second, to Victoria Harris for helping me to find my voice. And thirdly, I'd like to thank two people who raised me. Right now, I'm a man to be. My dad, Chuck, who's not here, but my beloved mom, Julie. I also like to thank all of you for listening to my story. I hope I inspired you even more than you already are about your part in American history. And right now, I'd like to share something with you, all of you. Catholic Gifford did a segment about me from the Today Show, and here's that clip. Thank you.
And we're back with more here on Today. It's often the younger generations who are the most resistant to learning about history, but one young man with a very different outlook on life has found a way to make the past relatable for every one of us.
Hi. Welcome. How many are you?
10.
With 3 jobs, Connor Gifford already has a packed schedule, working at a museum, a thrift store, and as a restaurant host.
2 of you?
But as a newly published author, the 26-year-old with Down syndrome is serving up lessons from American history.
What America means to me is a land of hope, a land of freedom.
America, according to Connor Gifford, is the brainchild of Victoria Harris, who was so inspired by Connor that she put her own book project on hold to capture and publish his thoughts on paper.
Oh, I was just struck by his personality, his loving, engaging personality. And through Connor, I thought I'd found a person who could say things in a new way that would be refreshing. Not the same old way of presenting history.
Unlike the volumes already dedicated to American history, this book spans 400 years in just 53 simple sections.
Just because something's simply expressed doesn't mean it's for children, and just because somebody has Down syndrome doesn't mean they should be sent to the children's section of the libraries. Treating people with disabilities as adults with significant things to say is a very, very important thing that this book does.
This one's for the past. This one's for the future.
Seen by some as a disability, Connor considers Down syndrome a blessing, a challenge that's given him a unique perspective on life and the future, shaped by history.
They need to learn about our history so we can prevent any future mistakes. Oh, God, you didn't make me laugh.
Connor had always wanted to write, but says it wasn't until working with Victoria that he was able to truly find his voice.
Hi, Connor Gifford.
Hey, Gordon.
How are you?
And now the book has cemented Connor as a local celebrity.
Love it. Can't wait for Hollywood.
So we were going to go on your way. You have a book signing at noon. You're a little late, darling. You got to keep moving.
To who?
To Paula.
Paula? Okay. I'm just living my life, working my jobs.
And spreading his message of improving the future through the lessons of the past.
We can change the world, from cures for diseases, make our earth clean. America is going to come back. Oh, yes. God bless the USFA.
What a sweet. So we do have the last same name. We're not related, but the book is dedicated to a member of the NBC family and a beloved man on the island of Nantucket, of course, Tim Russert. Oh, so to read an excerpt from the book, go to todayshow.com.
What a
sweet. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, we'll be back, but first, this is Today on NBC. Sweet. What a
Well, I hope that you have been encouraged and inspired. Thank you, Connor. That was awesome. Let's give him another round of applause. Well, my name is Jill Hudson. I'm one of the conference coordinators, and we're so excited that you are here. You have come from 42 states and also 7 countries, which is just incredible. So we have packed a couple of days for you full of sessions, some new features, and also some exciting events. So don't miss tonight from 5 to 7. We are having a reception in the exhibit hall. It's free and open to the public, so if there are others that you work with or families that you know that couldn't be here, please invite them to join us tonight from 5 to 7. A couple of the new features this year, in the OCALI booth, we have a photo booth, so you can get your picture with some fun props and a picture frame and commemorate this event with your colleagues. We also, for the first time, are selling swag. So we have OCALICON t-shirts. You can purchase those in the booth as well. There's a limited quantity, so you're going to want to go quickly. And lastly, we have a scavenger hunt in the exhibit hall, so you should have all received a card in your conference bag. So you can go around to the exhibitors, get a stamp from them, and then bring this back to the OCALI booth before the conclusion of the day tomorrow, on Thursday, and we'll do a drawing. We're giving away an iPad, a TV, and also registration for next year's conference. And we would love for you to join the conversation online in real time. So we do have a hashtag this year, OCALICON 2013. So if you're on Facebook or Twitter, we'd love for you to hashtag what's going on in your sessions, post your photos, tag us, and follow along throughout the day. So you guys have a great day, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Connor is going to be in the OCALI booth right now selling books and signing books, so please go by and say hello to him. Thank you.